Last year I was pitching for every project. I was competing on price and going through brutal feast or famine cycles. Today, my perfect fit clients are reaching out and booking calls to work with me because of my YouTube videos. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can use YouTube to find your perfect fit clients, generate passive income, and build a life of freedom. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jack, and I help business owners build a YouTube channel to grow their business. I have a free guide on how to book 10 sales calls a month through your channel. The link's in the description, so make sure you check that out. So if you already run a business, you know the struggles all too well. Chasing clients, competing on price, competitors undercutting your prices, constantly trying to convince people of the value of your services, having sales calls with people who say, let me think about it, working with clients who make your life miserable but you can't drop them because you need the money. The list goes on. I started my business to build a life of freedom. I wanted to choose my own hours, work with like-minded people, and work from anywhere in the world. I want to build something that would give me money and time to do the things that I love, like traveling, surfing, going out to dinner with friends, spending time outdoors. But what I found when I was growing my video company was I was spending all of my time on sales and marketing, pitching for projects, going through those brutal feast or famine months where you're either swamped with work or panicking about where your next project's coming from. Now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't change any of it. I'd still prefer it over a traditional 9 to 5, and honestly, going through those hard times and overcoming those struggles is what makes you stronger and more resilient. But there has to be an end in sight. There has to be a mission that keeps you going through all of this hardship. It's the why behind what you're doing. Because when things get tough, and they will get tough, when you're going through those dark moments and questioning everything and you're close to quitting, you need to be able to remind yourself of why you're putting yourself through it. What is the mission? For me, it's simple: to create a life of freedom. Build a business around the life I want to live. I want to choose my own hours, decide who I work with, and what projects I take on. And YouTube is a vehicle that's making all of that possible. So what do I mean by this? Well, YouTube has the power to connect with people who resonate with what you're saying. You can build up an audience, you can find your people, and you can offer them something of value in your products or service to generate an income. Because they follow you and they resonate with you, you've given away so much value in the form of your free content, and you've built up so much trust, you aren't competing with anybody else. Now, people will of course have similar products and services, but it doesn't matter. The world's a big place, and there are thousands of people out there who need exactly what you sell, and YouTube will help them find you. And after only 3 months of posting weekly YouTube videos, people are starting to reach out directly to me because they want to work with me after watching the videos. We've landed some incredible projects as a result. And I'm just getting started, so this is a huge sign for me that I'm on the right path. So how can you use YouTube to create a life of freedom? Let me lay out the steps I'm following to get there. So step 1, give away your best stuff for free. How do you build up a loyal audience? Well, you've got to give away as much value as you can away for free. People will only follow you and watch your videos if they genuinely get a lot of value from them. So think about it. How is it that you help your customers? What strategies do you implement to get them results? What challenges have you faced in the past, and what solutions have you used to overcome them? This is what you create videos around. Everyone talks about the importance of being consistent on YouTube, and that's definitely really important, but it's just as important that your content is actually valuable and helps people, because why else would they watch your videos? When you give away so much value for free, you help people overcome a challenge, they'll start to see you as an expert, and when it comes to it, you'll be the only option for them to buy from. Step 2, tell your story. Of course, people will offer similar products and services, but there's only one version of you. So be authentic and tell your own story. Share lessons that you've learned and problems that you've overcome. We buy from the person and not the business. In my first videos, I was so focused on giving away value as efficiently as possible, but something felt missing. I wasn't being myself, I felt a little bit robotic, I was just relaying information. So it's important to be authentic and tell personal stories, because this is what people really connect with. There are a lot of people out there who are using AI to write their scripts, and then they're just using a teleprompter to read through the script. So this might have worked a year ago, but the channels that are doing this are really going to struggle as more and more people are starting to do it, and you can't tell anybody apart. There's no authenticity. So make sure to tell your own story and speak from experience, and that's how you connect with real people. And wouldn't you rather get paid for being yourself and connecting with like-minded people who resonate with what you have to say? Step 3, conversions. So after giving away so much value for free in the form of your YouTube videos, people will start to ask, how do I give this person money? And this is the rule of reciprocity. People will feel like they owe you something after you've given them so much value away for free. So if you already have an offer, you should be linking your sales page in the description of your YouTube videos and directing people there. This could be a high ticket service, and by high ticket I mean over $1,500 or pounds. This could be one-on-one coaching or a done for you service. For example, linked in my video is our YouTube service where we build our clients a YouTube channel and create regular videos to help them grow their audience, their personal brand, and increase sales to their business. So directing people to your high ticket offer is a fantastic strategy for finding your perfect fit clients. However, there are only so many clients that you can actually take on. Remember, your time and attention is finite, but there's a way that you can make passive income through YouTube without ever having to do client work or take another sales call. This is something I've not spoken about on this channel before, but it's something I'm going to be talking a lot more about in the next few months. And I'm talking about creating a low ticket digital product. I first learned about creating digital products and making passive income a few years ago from Danko, who makes upwards of $4 million a year from his products. I've even bought a few of them. Of course, client work is capped at how many people you can actually work with, as every new client requires more of your time and more of your team's time and resources. However, a digital product, once it's built, it can be bought an infinite number of times and generate an infinite amount of money, and it doesn't require any more of your time once it's been made. So once you've built an audience of people who need what you sell, a low ticket digital product is a fantastic way to bring additional revenue into your business. But start simple. Don't make the mistake of jumping right in and creating a huge course with 100 video lessons and live training. Everyone thinks this is what they have to do, and it's usually always a mistake. This is because building your first course is probably not going to be very good, and it might not even be what your viewers want. The last thing you want to do is spend 100 hours building a course with all the bells and whistles only to discover that nobody wants it. So make sure that your first digital product is extremely simple. For example, it could even be a 90-minute masterclass video that teaches your ideal clients how to solve a very specific problem. You can then sell the recording for $30. This is exactly what Ed Lawrence did. He created a masterclass video on how to make effective thumbnails for YouTube, and then he sold the recording. Over the course of a year, it generated him something like $80,000. And his masterclass video really isn't fancy. It looks like it was filmed on a cheap webcam, but it solved a very specific problem for his audience, which people were willing to pay for. So creating digital products and passive income is something I'm going to be talking a lot more about on this channel. As my audience grows, it's going to be one of my main strategies alongside our high ticket YouTube service to build the business and life of freedom that I discussed at the start of the video. I'm going to be documenting everything I learn on this channel, so make sure you stay tuned for those videos. But in the meantime, there's a creator out there who's making $500,000 a month through his YouTube channel with one high ticket offer, and he's doing it with the simplest system I've ever seen. So if you haven't seen that video yet, check it out here, and I'll see you there.